Good morning or good afternoon, depending where you are. My name is Darren Joseph from HCG.tax. We're the team that seeks to demystify the sometimes confusing world of international tax compliance, particularly for those who may be US exposed. Have a look at our website. We have over 2,000 articles on our YouTube channel. We have over 1,000 videos that speak to different aspects of international tax for those of you who live that international lifestyle. Today, we're joined by the one and only international tax badass, Mr. Jimmy Sexton, who is based in Dubai. Jimmy, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. I have
Okay.
my LLM, but I'm an international tax advisor.
Gotcha. Thank you very much. So you were in the US and you moved to the UAE, Dubai. And I'm
Yep.
being very specific in that because I was looking at another podcast and people didn't understand that Dubai was in the UAE. So just being
Yeah,
very
that's true.
specific. What made you make that decision? What were your factors?
So I was living between, I was living in the US. I was spending quite a bit of time in Europe on business, and I was also
Mhm.
spending a decent amount of time in the Middle East on business, but I'd never been to the UAE. And I was actually invited to a New Year's party there back in 2014. And I decided, I've never been, I'll go check it out. And I was just blown away by the place. I mean, I just
Uh,
really fell in love with it. And I was only there a week, but I loved it.
mm,
And by the end of the week, I
yeah.
was like, I'm moving here. And so the next
Mm,
year, I went there and started
mm,
spending some time there, set up a company, got my
mm,
residency permit and all that kind of
mm,
stuff. And I've been there 8 years now, and I really enjoy it. And
mm,
so
mm.
it was a sort of an impulse decision, but it checks a lot of boxes, especially
Mhm,
for my lifestyle. I mean, most of my business is in Europe, so it's
mhm,
only, depending on where you're going, there's like 5 to 7 hour flight depending on where you're going in Europe.
mhm,
You got to fly on a luxury airline, which is nice.
mhm. Yeah,
The time zone is very convenient if you're dealing
yeah.
with Asia or Europe. It's not difficult to get people to come travel to see you because
Mm,
most people don't mind coming to Dubai. And so, now that I've been there a while, I love the quality of life there. I've really come to appreciate the safety and
mm,
the convenience of everything. It kind of reminds me a lot of America, right? Everything's, in Europe, things close Sunday, things close
yeah,
early. It's not
yeah,
so convenient. Dubai is just like the US, right? It's 24/7.
yeah.
Everything's going. It's very business
Mm.
oriented. So I feel very comfortable there. I like it a lot.
Right. So 2014, 2015. So it's gone in, peaks and troughs, right? So the
For sure.
latest, my perception is that the latest upswing in the popularity of Dubai as a jurisdiction really came around COVID. It was the only international city that was open. Everywhere else was closed, and it was
Yep.
open for business. And then it just kind of got a voice of its own. But having said that, some people that we talk to, I mean, they're enjoying it for now, but they're not too optimistic on the future. They have questions about sustainability, viability of the economic model. What are your thoughts on the future of Dubai? I mean, I know you're not nobody's psychic, but what are your personal thoughts?
I mean, look, I'm pretty bullish on Dubai. So my read is this. I was there when COVID hit. And it was
Yeah.
it was a it was a pretty harsh lockdown when it
Hmm.
first came. But
Hmm.
once they kind of started to figure things out, they eased the rules. As you said, they
Hmm.
opened up in July of 2020. You could travel in and out, and I mean, they pretty much stayed open from July 2020 until now. And then the restrictions kept getting easier and easier. So I think they managed COVID very well. And one of the things that I saw, and this is kind of where my bullishness came from, is when COVID first hit, I was like, that's it, it's game over for the UAE, right? I mean, there was so many people leaving, there was so many
Yeah.
people moving out, so many businesses laying people off and getting rid of employees. But then when they reopened, and people saw how they were handling the pandemic, and
Hmm.
I think especially when you look at Europe and a lot of the bailouts that were done by governments here, I think a lot of the wealthy population saw
Hmm.
that and said, well, they're going to be looking to us to pay for this, right? And so
Yeah.
I think during 2020 and 2021, there was a lot of wealthy Europeans that started to move to Dubai, and a lot of people from other countries as well, right? Were starting to move to Dubai because of the freedom that you had with COVID, and that already sort of started the uptick, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Now you add on top of that Singapore has been talking about things like wealth taxes. I saw another article that was saying that they're considering a 60% property tax on non-resident purchasers of real estate. And so I think you see a lot of people looking at Singapore not as bullish anymore. We're starting to see some family offices and funds and individuals come from Singapore to Dubai. You know, the other country that used to be competition for Dubai was Hong Kong. I think with the, you know, this new Chinese security law, we're seeing a lot of wealth and individuals move out of Hong Kong to Dubai. Obviously, we had a big influx of Russians and Ukrainians given the war. And now that China's opened up again, a lot of the wealthy Chinese that have been locked down and unable to travel out of China during COVID, they're all looking at Dubai as a place to resettle, to have that not happen again, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think Dubai is really sort of the only tax advantaged country of that. You know, it used to be Dubai, Singapore, Hong Kong. Now it's just Dubai. And the other thing that I think Dubai offers that a lot of people don't know is, you know, Dubai has 137 tax treaties. That's more than Switzerland. And when you look at Singapore, when you look at Hong Kong, I mean, it's been a long time since I've looked, but I seem to remember Hong Kong had like 12 tax treaties or something, right? Mm-hmm. And so when you start looking at jurisdictions to base a multinational business out of, Dubai makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, because you're able to repatriate a lot of the profits, you know, in the form of dividends from subsidiaries at a pretty cheap rate. So I think I'm very bullish on Dubai.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. The challenges in Hong Kong is self-evident, and Singapore it's super expensive. You know, the threshold for the family office benefits has been pushed up pretty high. And because of the influx of people from mainland, from Hong Kong, from Taiwan, you know, real estate, you know, my rent doubled or whatever the case may be, and I have it easy. But having said that, in Dubai in particular, not in the other Emirates, but Dubai in particular, you know, again, real estate is going up, but also banking is being discussed as a challenge. What are your thoughts on banking in the Emirates?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that banking has I think it's eased up a little bit. I think, you know, when I first got there 8 years ago, banking was fairly easy to get. I think, you know, because of being on the EU blacklist and being gray listed and things like this, that they did a pretty hard correction where banking became very, very difficult. I've seen it ease up a bit now. Banking's becoming easier, but it's still not easy, right? I mean, you still need to jump through a lot of KYC hoops. In some cases, depending on the type of business, they want fairly high minimum balances, or they want you to make personal investments, you know, with the bank in order for them to open the company accounts. You know, it seems to me that there's sort of a policy that you need to be a resident now in order to get banking. But I'm seeing it ease up. I mean, I think that they've come to realize that, you know, you can't be a true financial center if people can't get banking, right? So I think I'm not seeing a lot of people get accounts denied. I mean, it might take 30 days, 60 days to get an account open, but in most cases, you know, we are seeing the accounts get opened.
Okay, that's fair enough.
So if you're a 6, 7, or 8-figure investor, entrepreneur, or business owner who needs a tailor-made solution from a qualified team of professionals, we can help you achieve the international lifestyle, the freedom, and even the tax savings you're looking for. Visit us at htj.tax and live that international life.